Are you ready?
It's
The Magician. Dear listener, please note that a pre-recorded session will be uploaded on Spotify at the end of the live session. No live calls and interactions will be available on Spotify.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for...
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another hot episode of the 19th Hole Chronicles. This is the one and only magician. As you already know, I'm a classic man with a lot of flair. I am Tony Tone. And if you're listening to me, I just want to say thank you once again for tuning in. It is Sunday. We're out here at Encore Champagne Lounge. And man, I can tell you something about Pretoria. During the day, it gets quite hot. As you can see, I don't have my jersey on, but it's mainly because I'm always ready for golf. So, guys, this is where everything happens. This is where we talk about everything that's anything regarding golf. We have finished our round of golf and we are on the 19th hole. You're going to enjoy yourselves. I'm hydrating as usual, and I have to say, it's about to get hot. I've got a guest of mine here, Mel Rato Muamohwa, and yeah, she's excited to speak to us. So give me 2 minutes. When we come back, we're going to get deep into the discussion, but I have to say something before I actually let you go for those 2 minutes. Friday, I played at Acacia. I played with single handicap individuals, and I can tell you that course is not friendly to anyone. Those guys are members, and yeah, we had to forget about the game immediately after we played. We had a good day, but guess what? Tony Tone always comes out victorious. The course chowed me, but I chowed myself. So 2 minutes, I'm coming back, and then we bringing our guest on set.
The Magician. In the tapestry of time, amidst the rolling greens and whispered winds, a tale of golfing glory unfolds, woven with threads of courage and boundless dreams. Listen now as the echoes of history beckon, drawing us into the world of Francis Ouimet, where the ordinary became extraordinary and the impossible dared to be conquered. In the heart of Brookline, where shadows dance upon the fairways, there stood a young man, Francis, with dreams as vast as the open sky. Born not to privilege, but to the embrace of humble beginnings, he learned the language of the game, not from lofty clubs, but from the earth itself, where every blade of grass whispered secrets of resilience and determination. As the sun kissed the horizon and the US Open beckoned, Francis stepped onto the hallowed grounds of the country club, his spirit ablaze with the fire of possibility. Amidst the giants of the sport, he stood undeterred, a beacon of hope amidst the shadows of doubt. With each swing, he painted poetry upon the canvas of the course, his heartstrings entwined with the melody of every putt. And as the world watched in awe, Francis danced upon the greens, his every step a testament to the power of belief and the magic of dreams. In the final moments of destiny, with the world holding its breath, Francis stood upon the threshold of greatness. With hands steady and eyes alight, he gazed upon the final green, where victory awaited like a silent promise. The Magician.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the one and only 19th Hole Chronicles out here at Encore Champagne Lounge. This is the one and only magician, Tony Tone. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for those who just started listening to the podcast, I just want to say thank you. And we are because of you. We appreciate you so much. Without any further ado, Islungu, Isingisi, is doing the most to me today. I just want to introduce my guest for today, Mel Rato Muamohwa. All right, now I said that right. So, Lerato, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Firstly, I want to say thank you for honoring us. I know it's Sunday, 3 p.m. You're probably resting and wanting to think about work, but we can't let you think about work today. Let's talk about golf. But before we get into anything, I would like you to do justice to your name and reintroduce yourself properly. I mean, I wanted to introduce you with another name, but I just couldn't. All right, I just couldn't because I believe it's only for you to actually do the justice to yourself. So please, if you can reintroduce yourself to our audience and tell them exactly who Lerato is and how does Lerato meet with golf.
Hi, Tony, again.
Thank you.
And hi to your audience.
Mhm.
Thank you for having me today. Well, my name is Lerato Mwamoga,
Mhm.
but you can call me Construction Bay, you know.
That's the name. That's the name. I didn't want to say out loud.
Lerato Mwamoga is I'm in the built environment.
Mhm.
Well, still doing my quantity surveying honors
Okay.
at the University of Johannesburg,
Mm.
and I also work for the National Youth Development Agency
Mhm.
under the National Youth Service Unit,
Mhm.
where we work with initiating and implementing programs for
Okay.
youth
Mhm.
who are not in education, not in training, or employed.
Yeah.
And I'm mostly, obviously, from where poverty is prevalent.
Yeah.
Just to improve their lives.
Mhm.
But more so, I also have a YouTube channel
Oh, lovely.
called Construction Perspective, where
Mhm.
we look at construction trends.
Mhm.
We speak on policy. We speak on how we can improve the environment.
Mm.
We speak to stakeholders within and outside of government.
Yeah.
Small businesses, so forth and so on.
Mhm.
But on a greater scale, and I think the simplest way to explain me would be a social activist.
No.
For young people,
Mm.
for the built environment industry,
Mhm.
and for gender equity and
Oh.
all those other things. So, yeah, man, I've got a like a long CV of how I can put myself together. It's also quite an impossible question to answer, you
Yeah.
know. But then again, my first interaction with golf was when the Black Business Council in the built environment had a golf day,
Okay.
and I was asked. Well, I was part of a committee that was organizing it, and I
Oh,
was
yeah.
asked to come and assist with registration
Mhm.
and other stuff like
Yeah.
ushering. And so I went there, and I was interested. I was like, no, this is what I want to do. And from there, I went to Pro Shop and got myself a pair of shoes.
Ouch.
And said, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Quite interesting. I mean, how you actually develop the love for golf. I mean, I just want to ask you a question because a lot of people always say this. They say golf is more of an old man sport, right? It's very mellow. The guys, they look boring. The fashion looks kind of boring, and then you find yourself your first time on the course on the golf day. You're like, no, I love this. What actually really drew you to this sport?
I was unemployed.
Mhm.
And you know, an idle mind is a devil's playground.
Yeah.
And I needed something to blow off steam
Yeah.
and to do. So what one essentially drove me to it is that it's such a social sport. It's not like soccer where you run around. When you exercise, you can't speak to your teammates.
100%.
Golf is totally different. It's very interactive. You
Mhm.
talk. And I'm also quite a talkative person, like I said. And like I also said, I'm in the space where I'm talking, lobbying, like BBC Pizza
Yeah.
lobbying, and you know, the space where you need to learn how to network.
That's
so
true.
Spaces like, I mean, sports like golf assist in that instance, and your confidence also is able to grow in that space because
Hundreds.
you have to talk to different people, you meet different people, but you're also able to meet a breed of different people.
That's
and it's
true.
a classic sport, man.
Mhm.
You look nice. You're not. The aim is not to sweat.
You don't sweat at all.
No. And look, there's also an exercise part of it
Yeah.
where you need to keep fit, but not overly. Like,
That's
you
true.
don't overly exert yourself to do it. And I think, I mean, it's a mixture of a whole lot of things that make sense, and I think represent a part of what I am or
Yeah.
who I am. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Now I want to understand, Lerato. So, while we're here, we need to talk about the 19th hole, right? And this is one of the least spoken thing when it comes to golf. People always talk about networking. They talk about how they play in pars, birdies, bogeys, whatever, right? But the 19th hole, the so-called 19th hole, which is basically a space where all the players and those who are not playing, spectators whatsoever, they interact, right? They address whether business issues, family issues, social issues, whatever comes to mind, right? How do you find that space beneficial for anyone within the golfing community?
Look, I think there was a meme, or I don't know, yeah, I think it's called a meme, where someone is saying, as you grow older, you're supposed to have a guy.
Yeah.
So you must be able to say, no, I know a lawyer. No, I know a doctor. No,
Yeah.
you know, I know a plumber. I know. So that's where all of that, that's where you're able to meet different people who do different things. And sometimes people who do the same thing as you and can essentially help. If you're in business, you can meet the same person with the same business interest as
That's
you.
true.
And they can plug into places that on a normal, in your life, you wouldn't be able to open those doors for yourself any day. So it's quite huge in terms of, that's why I'm saying it opens you up to a point where you can't hold back.
Yeah.
It's, if you're an introvert, at some stage you're going to start learning to open up.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, we also cannot deny that it's a male dominant space where most of these golf days, not for women, for you to find women, it must be a golf day dedicated to women.
Yeah.
But if it's just a normal golf day, obviously you're going to find a lot of
very few women as well in there.
Yeah. Women, but a lot of men there. So there's also, personally for me, I think that's also where you can challenge the patriarchy or so it's such spaces that actually open you up to a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
So I think there's great value beyond networking. And I mean, they say your network is your net worth.
That's true.
And I think, yeah, that's where you start. And again, you find a lot of people who play golf. It's people with money, especially the older ones. So you probably might get someone who might invest in your whatever project that you want.
That's true.
Where now the knocking, you don't have to do it so far away. You can do it around strangers who essentially at some stage become family and friends.
Okay, interesting. So you do make mention of the fact that it's a very male-dominated environment, right? Coming into the sport, actually investing yourself into the sport. How did you find the reception to be, seeing that you are of the opposite sex? And I mean, there's a lot of testosterone on golf course, if I can put it that way, right? So coming into the sport, how were you received? And is it something that you believe can be improved over time? That's number one. And number two, what has the sport actually changed in your life? Like what values or what belief systems has the sport incorporated in your daily life?
Okay. I think I'm going to answer backwards.
That is cool.
In terms of beliefs and how I've been able to integrate what I've learned on the grass into my life, the issue of discipline. You have to be early. When tee off is 8 o'clock, tee off is 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or else, I mean, everything then just goes left because everyone plays on time.
That's
right?
true.
And then number two, the dress code. You need to look like a nice chap. You must look like
fishy.
a good-looking lady. Like you must be clean and all of it. So there's been those elements in terms of coordinate how you dress, in terms of color, and also keep to time.
That's true.
And be organized. And all those things. So that's the first part of the question. And then the second part, how have men received me? I mean, I'm a pretty girl, man.
guys, please, wherever you are, please remain seated, guys. Remain seated. I'm sitting.
But and it's not something that only happens on the course.
Yeah.
It happens everywhere. People ask you out everywhere and anywhere. And there's essentially nothing wrong with it.
Mhm.
I've never been aggressively asked out.
Mhm.
So I can't speak on other women who maybe probably had the worst of experience in terms of men asking them out. But I don't want to sit here and say that being asked out makes one move backwards and say
That's
maybe
true.
I don't want to find myself in the space, because I feel like once I walk in, the only thing that people see is that I'm a woman and they can ask me out, and
Yeah.
not a fellow player and so forth, or a potential client or whatever.
That's true.
So it has those impacts. It's a way on your confidence for me personally, maybe some women too. So those are the little internal challenges that maybe at some point, after I've properly internalized how I can handle those men and challenge them in what they're trying to, asking me for a piece of, like I'm a piece of meat or whatever the case. I'm able to say, no, I'm not here for that. I'm here for something. It's a matter of standing your ground. But again, that can also shut you out.
That's true.
You know, it can isolate you from the space. But I don't think that's one thing that's going to stop me from playing golf. But yeah, I think that's it. We keep on going. And I think last year I wrote not a paper per se, but I was thinking about how in the construction sector is also male dominant space. So we're talking about how the more there's less women in the space, the more isolated one becomes. So it means that if I'm abused in the construction space, in the built environment, then it becomes impossible for that woman to go and share it with other women, because they aren't women.
That's true.
So I think to a great extent, as a young golfer and aspirant, I have to push to play so that other women can then come in and find a space
neutral,
where the playing field is level. So I think I also see myself as a sacrificial lamb to challenge the space.
Interesting. Now, I just want to ask you, this is a very personal question.
All right.
I'm putting you on the spot. Nay? I'm just kidding. I'm not putting you on the spot. It's not a personal question. It's a matter of understanding how you manage your time. I mean, you're in the construction built environment. You play golf. You've got a daily job, like you said. You have friends and family, right? Now, golf takes about 5 hours, 4 hours, 30 minutes to 5 hours, right? A round of golf. So in terms of managing your time around all these things that's happening around you, how do you find the balance? Because I presume that you wouldn't want to sacrifice the other on behalf of the other, right? So how do you find your way around your daily life when it comes to all these things around you?
One, inclusivity. In terms of my family and my extramural activities outside of work, I like to include people I love in what I do. So, for instance, if there's a conference, if I'm able to call my little sister or my mom or whoever, they can jump on and come. I extend the invite. Even with golf, especially when I go for training, because I used to train called World of Golf at Woodmead. I told my mom, take a family membership so that I'm able to go with people and then spend time with them, because I also feel like we shouldn't keep things to ourselves.
That's true.
And we must also give people an opportunity to have a different world overview. And the only way we can do that is if we expose them to things that they might have not been exposed to and give them the full experience of that. So how I'm able to manage all these things that are happening is that the work that I do is not for myself per se. It's to generally afford everyone an opportunity for improvement and progress. So I involve them in that process. So I start at home, involve everyone in that process, and then if you are interested, then you can always tag along. If you're not interested, then invite me to whatever that you're doing, so that I can also learn about you. And I think it's also nice to also know the people your little sisters, your older brothers chill with. You get to understand, okay, so this is where the influence is when you're having conversations at home.
That's true.
You know, and also it's much easier to tease them about the things you know, not things you don't. So
Yeah.
it works for me personally. I think creating better links with my family, involving them in my space works very well for me.
100%. And I really like what you're saying, because for the past couple of months I've been preaching spending time with family, spending time with friends, and I like your approach to things, to say even when I'm going for a practice round, I will take someone that's very close to me, because time is very precious, if we can put it that way. Time is very precious, and you want to spend as much time as possible with those that you value in your life. So I like that. And I always say golfers are a loving nation, a loving community. And for you to include those around you in everything that you do, I think that's a lot of love, because you'd like people to also experience what you've experienced, people to also have a view on whatever is happening in your life. Lerato, we're going to go for another 2-minute break. We've been talking for too long, right? 2-minute break. And then when we come back, I've got, a lot of questions for you.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of questions. And some of them are not so easy, but they're very simple.
All right. I'll take
Right, let's go for a 2-minute, guys. And then when we come back, we continue with our conversation with Lerato. Please remember, if you're around Pretoria East and you'd like to be a part of this podcast, I'm inviting you. Just let us know when you're able to come through. Then let's see, let's understand your space. Let's understand where your golf is. Let's understand your social network, which is very imperative when it comes to your life as an individual, because it will influence whatever happens moving forth. So that 2 minutes, and then I'm coming back, the one and only magician.
This is the evolution of golf, a journey where every swing tells a story and every putt holds the promise of triumph. As the sun sets on one round, the dawn of the next chapter awaits. Golf, a game that has evolved through time, yet its spirit remains eternally bound to the pursuit of greatness.
This is Golf Untold, stories of a time when golf saved Christmas.
Once upon a time, in the midst of the bleak landscape of World War I's trenches, there flickered a glimmer of hope and humanity on a frosty Christmas Eve. On one side stood the British soldiers, weary but resolute, while on the other side, the German troops stared across the barren expanse, their hearts heavy with the weight of war. Yet, as night fell and the bitter chill settled in, something remarkable happened. Amidst the silence of the battlefield, a lone voice pierced the darkness, singing a haunting melody of peace and goodwill. Slowly, cautiously, others joined in, the words of Silent Night drifting across the divide like a fragile whisper of unity. Then, as if by some miraculous decree, the guns fell silent. No longer adversaries, but brothers in arms bound by the shared humanity of the season. Soldiers from both sides emerged from their trenches, their hearts heavy with the memories of home and loved ones left behind. In this surreal moment of truce, amidst the barbed wire and mud, an unlikely sight unfolded. A British soldier, his uniform caked with mud, produced a battered golf club salvaged from the ruins of a nearby village. With a smile that belied the horrors of war, he gestured towards a makeshift hole carved into the frozen ground. Across the way, a German soldier, his eyes reflecting the same longing for peace, nodded in understanding. And so, in the shadow of the Christmas dawn, amidst the echoes of distant gunfire, they played. With makeshift clubs fashioned from rifle butts and shattered remnants of wood, they swung, their laughter mingling with the crisp winter air. Each stroke of the club was a defiant declaration of hope, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. And for a brief, fleeting moment, the scars of war were forgotten as the soldiers, British and German alike, shared in the simple joy of a game played on a battlefield turned sanctuary. As the sun rose on Christmas morning, casting its golden light upon the snow-covered landscape, the soldiers returned to their trenches, their hearts lighter for having witnessed the power of compassion and camaraderie amidst the chaos of war. For on that fateful Christmas day, amidst the carnage and despair, golf had saved not only the spirits of those brave soldiers, but had also illuminated the enduring hope that, even in the darkest of times, the light of humanity would always shine through. In trenches deep, 'neath winter's shroud, where death's dark specter roamed unbowed, two armies locked in grim embrace, yearned for respite, a fleeting grace. On Christmas Eve, midst quiet despair, a melody rose, a whispered prayer. Silent night, the soldiers sang, as peace like dew on hearts did hang. Then, in the hush of that holy night, a spark of joy, a glimmering light. A soldier, weary, with eyes aglow, produced a club from the frozen snow. Then, in the hush of that holy night, a spark of joy, a glimmering light. A soldier, weary, with eyes aglow, produced a club from the frozen snow. With laughter dancing in his eyes, he beckoned forth 'neath starlit skies. A German soldier, with hope so true, stepped forward then, his heart anew. In no man's land, where death held sway, they cleared a patch where comrades lay. With broken wood and rifle shaft, they fashioned clubs, defying wrath. And there, amidst the battlefield's gloom, they played their game, defying doom. Each stroke a hymn to peace profound, their laughter echoed all around. As morning broke o'er fields of strife, they parted ways, renewed with life. For in that moment, 'neath heaven's gleam, golf had saved Christmas, or so it seemed. A tale of courage, of love untold, where enemies found kin in the bitter cold. And though the war raged on with might, their spirits soared on wings of light. So let this story forever be told, of the day golf saved Christmas, a tale so bold. For in the darkest hour, love shall prevail, and peace shall triumph, when kindness sets sail. The Magician.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the one and only 19th Hole Chronicles. Is the one and only Magician. I want to say thank you once again for continuing to tune in. I understand some people are at church, or some people wanted to go to church, but they've made time to actually listen to this conversation with Lerato, the construction bay. And I have to say, man, it's been a beautiful day. For those who just came off the golf course, or for those who are on the golf course at the moment, I want to say, man, I'd like to know what you're scoring. It's Sunday. I don't like golfing on Sunday because my mind is already on Monday. But as you already know, my week is always short. On Wednesdays, my weekend begins, and then it only starts again on Monday. So I only have 2 working days, and then the rest is a weekend. So for those who don't know me yet, I just want to say I'm the one that makes things happen. I make the pot boil, and I'm out here at Encore Champagne Lounge in the East, Waterglen. And if you're around, come through. Let's have a chat. Let's sit just the way that I'm sitting with Lerato, and let's have a chat. I want to know about your world. I want to understand your space. I want you to bring your entire family and friends out here, and then we can sit and talk. I'm a nice guy. I don't bite. Not even a bit. But yeah, let's go back to where we left off. I'm sitting here with Construction Bay. Lerato, once again, thank you. And yeah, let's talk about golf. Let's talk about you and golf. So you started golf you started having an interest in golf on a golf day. You went, bought yourself golf shoes, and you love the fashion around golf. You mentioned that, you know what, if there's anything that you like, it's looking good, feeling good, being surrounded by people with good intentions, good mindsets. Now, I'm going to ask you something, right? I don't know how long you've been in golf, but I always ask about the most embarrassing moments, right? And I want to understand, for me personally, I've been playing golf for over 22 years. And last month, I missed the ball. I didn't even duff it. I missed the ball. And one of the course marshals was looking at me and he just laughed at me, right? I don't know how I missed it, but I missed it completely. And he just laughed at me. He said, listen, man, take your time. Take your time. So I'm going to ask you, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you, whether on the golf course or on the 19th hole?
I don't think there's anything really. I'm trying to run back my memories. Well, I can't be that embarrassed because I don't have like 22 years experience.
Yeah.
So missing a ball is missing a ball. And then let me see. I'm honestly trying to think.
No, if there's no embarrassing moments, I understand.
I think they're still coming. It's not there.
You're not yet there, right? And I understand that you've been on a bit of a break when it comes to your golf,
Yes.
right? And you want to go back into the course, fully so. Now, prior to the break, what was your highlights when it comes to golf?
Well, one, spending time with my family, meeting people. I've made quite valuable connections and networks within golf. But most because I don't club, unfortunately.
Oh.
But you know, after playing, when people are chilling, you get to feel a bit of that young clubby vibe. The 19th hole sessions. I think I've enjoyed that particular space because you talk about anything and everything with everyone from any type of background. And you know, people are just people. There's no I'm a lawyer, I'm an attorney, or know, I'm a big shot in whatever field. It's just people talking and having a time of their lives. And I think,
All right, interesting. Interesting, because I mean that's what the 19th hole is about. Creating a community, creating a safe space. I mean, I often say that when you're in the golf course, regardless if you wanted to seal a business deal or you just wanted to get to understand someone better, it's very difficult because everyone is just focusing on whatever they focused on. So the 19th hole, it is an opportunity to unlock and unwind and get to understand a different side of those that you actually have an interest in knowing better or in getting into business with. Right now, I just want to find out from you, Lerato. Right now, this is a hectic one.
Okay.
I hope you're ready for this one.
You've been promising me shorts, eh?
No. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. I mean, you find yourself loving this beautiful sport, but I think the key question here would be, how many people do you think you've influenced in terms of them also getting into this sport?
I've had friends say, no, next time you're taking me. Next time I want to play. Next time and I don't know if they've essentially went through with it. But I'd like to think I've got a few family members who I think mostly because of the dressing, how you look, because you can tell when you say, no, I'm just going to practice. And you're just sloppy and then like, nah, I need to dress up. I think in terms of my family, I've made a great influence. Just waiting also for them to take it on and say, I want to do this full time.
Okay, interesting. No problem. I think when you're ready to play, which is, I believe, next month, when you're ready to start playing, please feel free to shout out to Balls and Tees. We'd like to play. I'd like to play with you. Tata would like to play with you. Unfortunately, the other guys, they're just getting into the sport as well, right? So we're trying to influence them to get back into the sport. But please don't be shy. Don't be a stranger. Invite us wherever you are, and then we will play. And you know what I want to do whilst we're playing? I want to record us.
Play.
Yeah.
My embarrassing moment.
Don't worry. Listen, you know, Lerato, the nice thing about golf is that as much as it's embarrassing for you, right? And I always tell people to say, for as much as I had a bad round of golf, there was someone next to me to uplift me. I've hardly seen golfers laughing at the next golfer or shining down on them to say, no, no, hey, this guy is a terrible golfer. We always try to elevate each other. We always try to make each other feel good about whatever is happening on the course. I mean, your day won't be the same as my day. I don't understand what's happening in your mental state. You don't understand what's happening in my mental state. So anything can happen. Speaking of mental state, by the way, hey, yeah.
What?
No, I want to understand something. I mean, we mentioned the physical and the emotional aspect of the sport, but we never really delved into the psychological aspect of it, right? I've had conversation with a couple of people where they said before they got into the sport, they had a certain view of things. They approached things in a certain way, and then once they got hooked and addicted to the sport, something changed for the best. I don't know if it is the same for you, or do you think that mentally it hasn't really done anything for you?
And there's no way that it hasn't.
Mm.
How do I put it? Like I said, you respect time way better when you enter the space. And you're also very careful in terms of how you dress. You become a very focused human being, holistically, because you can't do it part-time, right? And that's the encounter with golf. That's the result of encountering the sport.
Yeah.
It's that once you're into it and you understand the nitty-gritties of it, there's a whole lot of things that change with them. But I think it happens with any sport.
Yeah.
Because we live what we are. If we don't, and once you get into something, if it doesn't change, then just stop doing it.
That's true.
Totally. So yeah, I think there's a great influence in terms of what type of person you become while you're playing and when you're playing.
Yeah.
And like you also said, you've never heard someone laugh at a person for having a bad golf day. Or if they are, it's just banter for that day to say, let's have something to laugh about. It's never too personal, And I think it also teaches you that don't take everything so seriously. Bad days are there, and we get over them. And so it's also a release sport on its own. So there's no way that it doesn't teach you some sense of mental toughness. It doesn't give you some sense of, I spoke on confidence earlier, that it feeds into your confidence. You're able to speak to people you wouldn't have spoken to on a normal day. It introduces you to spaces that you didn't know existed. So obviously your behavior change, how you think changes, the conversations you have changes. You might even be interested to read more, or to watch documentaries that are more intriguing, and you might even have more questions about life in its entirety. So,
Awesome stuff. Now, before I let you go, I just want to reiterate on something that you mentioned earlier. You are on YouTube, and your YouTube channel focuses around the built environment, right? Now, for our audience and viewers out there, how do they then connect with you, whether it's via YouTube or any other social media?
Okay. All right. I can look at the camera.
Yeah, no, you can look into the camera now.
Okay. So, hi, viewers. Okay. So, you can find us on Instagram at Construction Perspective. And you can also find us on YouTube, Construction Perspective, Lerato Moamohwa. My banner is orange.
Okay.
Orange with a face and a girl with orange hair. So yes, that's where you can find us. You can inbox us, or you can also follow me on Construction Bay. The link at Construction Bay on Instagram, and the link for also my channel is on my personal page.
Awesome.
So yes.
Awesome. Lerato, once again, I just want to say thank you. You mentioned very, very key words in our conversation, and this I will take to my grave, which is basically, if you engage in something and it doesn't change, you just leave it. I think it's a very deep thing, because the reason that one would interact or engage with something is to have a different view of things, is to change how you feel about things. So I really like those words, and I believe our audience out there is also inspired by that. I look forward to playing with you. I look forward to meeting and chatting with you. And like I said, when we play, I will record everything. There'll be cameras, there'll be microphones, because I want to save moments, right? I want you to look back and say, oh, wow, I looked good on this day. I did well on this day. So thank you once again. And yeah, the magician signing out. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you once again for tuning in. Your boy Tony Tone out here at Encore Men Lane Champagne Lounge. It's been great chatting to you. It's been great chatting to Lerato. And I want to say I'm looking forward to having another session with you guys on Wednesday. Remember, 6 p.m. That's where we're at. We are available on Spotify. And then on Sundays, we are live here at Encore. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Make sure that you hydrate. Make sure that you exercise. Keep warm. And obviously, take your vitamins. This is the flu season, and I don't want any one of you to get sick. Don't be like me and not wear a jersey because Pretoria is hot. For those who are on vacation, I just want to say travel safe. Those who are playing, I want to say I hope the cost child you today. So without any further ado, have a lovely weekend. Well, it's the end of the weekend for you guys, but I will continue my weekend. Ciao. Are we safe?